Ladies and gentlemen, this is again Mduduzi Shiba of Walk Tall with Shiba, the show that seeks to inspire and motivate others by telling them how others live. Today I have none other than the main man, my comedian guy, the first guy to have a sold out comedian show in Swaziland, Mduduzi Dlamini, not known by many by that name because he is known as Mdura. Others know him as Mdura. Hella funny. He will introduce himself. I will not get into it. Mdura, hi.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me. Firstly, my name is Mduduzi Dlamini, but most people call me Mdura because
I already said that.
It comes from.
I already said all of us.
This is not about you. This is not about you, Mduduzi Dlamini. What am I? I'm a comedian. I'm an entertainer. That's what I am. I think that's all the intro they need.
But the way I understand it is you were a trained teacher at some point?
No, I had a teaching job.
Whoa.
I wasn't a teacher, but I had a teaching job.
What's the difference?
The difference is if you are a teacher, it means you've been trained as a teacher to be a teacher.
Or when you just had a teaching job?
If you have a teaching job, it means you've been taken somewhere and asked to teach.
And then you discover you have the love of comedy. When?
Yeah. This is what happened. It's a stupid story. I used to there was a time when I was at home, not necessarily gap year.
Yes.
You know that time when you upgrade some
subjects. Yes, it's not a gap year.
It's not a gap year. Yeah. It's not a gap. There's no gap because you're doing something.
Yeah.
So I was at home. So I had a friend who was already in varsity. So he would bring me stand-up comedy, just to keep my day going.
Yes.
When I wasn't at school. So I'd watch comedy, and as I watched, I discovered, I could actually come up with something.
But is it because you always had stories, had some kind of indlela to be funny, and then you thought, wait, I could make it more like this, or it came from just that?
I think it came from just that, and the fact that I think at home I was the child who was always talking. I'm the oldest son. I've always had like sister. So when I came through, I was like, the exciting child. So I always had the attention. So basically, that's been pop.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I think you have to be, you have to be that kind of person. No, Papa, going to be able to.
You have to be.
Yes, of course. Look, you've done kind of really well. Not kind of really well, but very well. I believe you are also now about to feature in a South African comedy show or sitcom.
Yeah.
You've also not represented Swaziland, but was the comedian from Swaziland Kuma Comic Awards at some point.
Yeah.
This has been a lot of work, but it cannot be easy. There has to be an inspiration.
Yeah.
What inspires you? Who inspires you?
Yeah. Basically, I'd say I'm inspired by my background. The fact that I've always been the child that my parents have always expected more from.
Okay.
Being the oldest son, Ekaya, I've got 5 sisters, and then it's 2 boys, I'm the oldest. So I was always treated different at home. I'd come back with an 80% and my parents would still say this is not good enough.
Okay.
So in my whole life, I was looking for something extraordinary to do. Yeah.
Okay.
So I felt like 8 to 5, not good enough. Office job, not good enough. This, not good enough, So when I discovered comedy, I said, you know what, no one is doing it.
Yes.
Let me do it. Let me be the first one to do it.
Okay.
So that's basically my inspiration. The fact that I am the only one that is doing it full-time professionally in a place where no one was doing it.
Okay. So that is how you got into comedy.
That is how I got
what I
into
want
comedy.
And that's how you okay, so your inspiration to get into comedy was to be the first and also to be extraordinary because you had been pushed to be extraordinary at home. But what keeps you going now?
It's the fact that I know that my waking up in the morning, the fact that I am up and doing something, there's someone out there who feels inspired by what I do.
So basically, you're trying to lead.
I'm trying to lead. That's what I'm trying. I actually want to change the paradigm. These are the jobs that have to be done by Bamfana Bamaswati.
Yeah.
And entertainment is not a job.
Yeah.
I want a kid somewhere in Lemakaya go to one time I want to be a comedian like Mdura.
Yes.
And have the teacher say, wow, what an ambition.
What an ambition.
You know,
not uyadlala.
Not go to uyadlala.
All right.
You know.
But it cannot be easy.
It's not.
I understand you quit your teaching job to get into full-time comedy. That basically meant the 8 to 5 changes.
Yeah.
That also meant the specific date income check doesn't happen anymore.
Hey, that cuts deep. The specific time check thing, that one is the hardest, because when you have got so much pressure from home, they know you have a degree.
Yes.
You should be looking for a job.
Yes.
But now you are doing something that doesn't really bring you the steady income.
Yes, the salary every
and they are not
day.
understanding what's ulo youngban, because there was a time when I promise you there was a time when my parents you know,
to stop you from this,
because they didn't understand good. Okay, now he has a degree, has a teaching job for 6 months, then doesn't go back to the job. Now he's leaving to go to Mbabane. He says he's looking for a house. With what money?
Yes.
How is he going to sustain all of this? Yabo.
And then how did you? What made you go? I'm not looking for how you knocked on somebody's door for a loan, but I'm looking for how did you wake up and still feel like I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna go back home and go back to my teaching job.
I wanted to prove my parents wrong.
Okay, so you're a rebel now.
Yeah, in a good way though.
All right.
Because I wanted to show them what this thing can do to my life and their lives.
Okay.
So I said to myself, okay, 2016, because I completed varsity in 2015.
Okay.
Got the teaching job. December 2015, I said, this is my last paycheck. So
Right.
I took my last paycheck, which was 3 grand. That's what I was getting paid.
Okay.
Which was 3 grand, and I said, you know what, I'm taking all of this money, I'm going to look for a house in Babane. Found a house, put down the deposit, paid the rent, that was all of it. Walked into it, it was empty. And I said, what now? So I decided that for the whole of 2016, January to December, I'm going to pursue stand-up comedy and nothing else. If it fails, then I go look for a job.
All right.
But I'm not going to tell my parents that that's my plan. To them, I'm still looking for a job and I'm not finding it.
Okay. So you're in Babane looking for a job.
So I'm in Babane looking for a job.
Yes.
I'm looking for a job in Babane. But then as things happened in 2016, I decided, you know what, first step, let me do a one-man show to take away the tag of being the LOL competition finalist.
Yes.
Because that's what I was.
Yes.
You know. And a lot of people said, ngeke phela Mdura wena when they one-man show, kunema winners lapha, you can't be the one doing it. You were not the champion. So when I did the one-man show, a lot of things just fell into place. And then
again, it cannot be easy. Showbiz, particularly in Swaziland, is still an extracurricular activity. Which basically means when you knock on doors, you have to knock like 10 times before they even let you in.
If they do let you in. If they do let you in.
Tell me of a time when you felt like, okay, I'm giving up, and then had to draw on your inspiration again to say, I'm a pioneer.
I think I'd say, like, honestly speaking, I wake up every day and stop myself from giving up. Like, there's never a specific time or period where I can say, from this time to this time, I wanted to give up. It's an everyday thing where you feel like, you know what, I am broke, I need money for rent, it's been 3 months. And the sad part, being a Swazi entertainer, the thing is there's a lot of expectation from people in terms of your finances.
Yes.
Your social life.
Yes.
They are expecting you to be well off.
Even though we know that it is not supported.
Even though it's not supported and not steady. So every day you feel like, you know what, I'm broke, I can't even fuel my car to get some. If you have the car. If you have the car at all, you know. So you wake up every day thinking, but you're getting a certificate. You wanna go find a job.
Yeah.
I have typed so many application letters and kept them on my laptop, just waiting to submit them and say, you know what, I've done this thing.
But you still keep going.
I still.
So tell that listener, and it doesn't have to be somebody trying to get into comedy, but somebody who has a similar story, similar passion, similar ambition, and wants to go for it, or maybe has even started going for it. Tell them a practical solution, or at least advice to say, look, it can work.
You know, every time I'm asked this question, or every time I'm asked to do this, I always say I could never really give the formula of how you can do it.
Right.
But one thing that I've noticed is that when you are fueled by passion, there's always those bridges that you find yourself just crossing, and you meet those people that help you cross those bridges.
Okay.
Like me, I've been blessed enough in my life as I pursued this. God placed certain people that helped me cross the bridges.
Okay.
So I think it's a matter of finding the passion, pursuing it, and things, they basically just fall into place. I can even make examples of certain artists that I know that started from scratch, but are making it right now. If you ask them the formula, I can't really say it's hard work, bruh. I know there are people that work 10 times harder than me.
So it's not hard work.
It's not hard work.
Right.
The hard work should be there, but I'm saying it doesn't form like the main part of this. It's just waking up every day and saying, you know what, my life has a purpose, and my purpose is this, and I'm pursuing it. It just falls into place.
You do make it sound like it's easy, but I'm pretty sure it isn't.
It's not.
If you were to choose right now a few places in the world that you would like to perform, 2 or 3 would be where?
2 or 3. There's one place that I've always wanted to perform at, and I've ticked it off my bucket list. Is it ticked or tuck? I don't know.
Ticked.
What's the place? That was the place where I grew up at, Smunye.
Okay.
I've always wanted to do a show there, and 2-3 weeks back I did.
Okay.
And it was a really great show. And then the other place I'd love to perform at is there's this place, Fringe Festival.
Right.
I think it's in the UK.
Okay.
It's a month-long festival where you are just there performing every day.
Oh my goodness.
Like, there are comedians doing an hour of comedy every day for 30 days.
You run out of material though.
You can't, because you're doing the same thing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Every single day. So I'd love to perform there. And then there's also the Sydney Comedy Festival, which is currently playing right now in Australia.
Okay.
That's another one that's similar to where you meet your Kevin Hart, you meet every comedian.
I'm actually glad you mentioned Kevin Hart, because I wanted to take you as we go into the last minute.
Sure.
Kevin Hart, Steve Harvey. Choose.
Steve Harvey.
All right.
Steve Harvey every day.
Trevor Noah, Steve Harvey.
Trevor Noah.
Tell me why.
Tell you why. Trevor Noah, I'm not saying he's flexible. He has shown how well he can adapt.
Right.
He's a world over kind of comedian.
Right.
We've seen Steve Harvey do well in America.
Right.
I doubt
he would make it in South Africa.
Because most of his burning issues are American issues.
Right.
They are not global issues.
Right.
But I have seen Trevor Noah move from talking about Jacob Zuma Malema to talking about Donald Trump and other world leaders. The same exact way that he has talked about these leaders, and still get the laughs out of everyone.
All right.
So that is why I'd say Trevor.
Mdura, thank you very much for today. Everybody at Walk Tall, this has been the 10th episode of Walk Tall. Thank you for the support. And we do have today the king of Swazi comedy at this point in time, according to me anyway. Just in case Shakes is listening. Mdura, hella funny. This has been Walk Tall. Thank you very much.